The elevator isn't the only thing that's broken here in the Communication Department building. El presidente Kabari ofreció pizza a todos los estudiantes para que se sintieran en confianza y hicieran todo tipo de preguntas. The College of Nursing isn't the only area that has seen an increase in student enrollment. There has also been an increase in the demand of engineering degrees. Donations do help, but education and knowledge of the issue are cornerstones to help fight hunger. And the Tree of Life isn't the only event that these ladies held for St. Jude. Entre las 7 de la noche y las 3 de la mañana, este servicio está para que estudiantes se sientan más protegidos, estén donde estén. Para UTA News en Español, soy Cristina DeLeon. Hola, les saluda Cristina DeLeon y les doy la bienvenida a Conexión UTA. Aquí les tengo los eventos más divertidos de la semana. Comenzamos con la noche de magia que tuvieron los Mavericks. Yo estuve presente en este divertido evento y aquí les tengo lo que pasó. El martes 18 de febrero se presentó McVicker the Trickster en el Rosebud Theater. Su magia cautivó a los estudiantes. El mago fue muy interactivo con la audiencia y nunca hubo un momento de aburrimiento. Sus trucos hicieron reír y suspirar a todos los que estaban allí. Y los estudiantes no solo fueron testigos de los trucos, pero también participaron en la magia. Los estudiantes expresaron su experiencia en 3 palabras.
Divertido, muy sorpresa. Me dio mucha sorpresa y me gustó mucho.
I love that show. I just love the guy. He was amazing. It was fabulous.
McVicker es el primer presentador del Spotlight Entertainment Series.
We were looking at different comedy acts, and we felt that a magician was something we haven't had in a while to campus, and we figured it'd bring out a lot of people and a lot of enjoyment, so we just kind of narrowed down the list until we found him.
Our planet produces enough food to feed every woman, man, and child living in it. UTA students experience the differences of resources between social classes.
Nobody chooses the kind of life that they're born into. Take people as who they are and not necessarily the background that they grew up in.
The organization UTA Volunteers along with Oxfam America hosted the Hunger Banquet event. Donations do help, but education and knowledge of the issue are cornerstones to help fight hunger. Participants chose a paper at random and sealed their eyes while a guide took them to their designated class according to the paper they chose. When the participants took off their handkerchiefs, the social classes were obvious. The lower class ate rice in a paper plate. The middle class ate rice and beans.
It feels good that I'm not in lower class, but at the same time you get to see the high class, and so it's like kind of in between, like I'm not as good or I'm not as bad.
And the high class ate a complete meal in porcelain plates.
I saw how like the middle class and upper class just combined and like became a sense of community. And then the upper class where we're just here alone doing nothing but just staring at each other because we didn't know what else to do. So it was very eye-opening just looking at the other classes and how they were interacting and while we were just sitting there.
To give a sort of interactive simulation of what poverty and world hunger could be. So it's not a full attempt to create it because it's impossible, but it's supposed to show, again, the visualization of the distribution access to resources.
For UTA News, I'm Cristina DeLeon. Las mujeres representan 51% de la población de Estados Unidos. Pero en los medios de televisión hay una gran desigualdad entre mujeres y hombres. El Centro de Medio de Mujeres dice que los hombres dominan con 63%, mientras las mujeres representan 36%. El 0.5% no es reconocido.
The women as journalists there's not as many journalists who are doing hard news, who are doing foreign reporting. You know, where you see most women journalists is in the arts and entertainments and what's been called the soft news section.
En televisión, directores de noticias que son mujeres bajó a 28.7% en el 2013, comparado a 30% en el año 2012. En radio, gerentes que son mujeres también bajó a 14%, comparado a 19.3% en el 2012. Las demográficas son muy diferentes cuando se comparan con medios de televisión locales. Aquí en UT Arlington, las mujeres también representan.
At universities, you often see that women are dominating the campus papers and campus TVs, but you'll also see that at the smaller local stations and the smaller local newspapers. Again, you'll see women might dominate, but as you get into larger markets and bigger newspapers and the top tier of our news industry, you see women are not there.
En UTA Radio hay 3 mujeres que tienen su propio show.
I don't think my gender here is much as a big deal, but I think when I get out there and I'm doing, real life and it's a real studio, it might change. I might experience situations where I'm like, oh, I'm a woman, she's emotional, don't trust her with this.
Para UTA News en Español, soy Cristina DeLeon.